Control Tower, this is Flight 447, medical emergency on board, requesting immediate clearance to Fairfield Air Force Base. Captain Jake Morrison's voice was sharp, steady, but urgent. Negative Flight 447, Fairfield is restricted, proceed to Denver International, came the cold reply. Jake glanced back. In seat 12A, a middle-aged passenger was unconscious, face pale, chest barely rising. The flight attendant, Karen, was pressing her hands rhythmically on his chest while passengers looked on in horror. A doctor on board shook her head grimly. "Captain, he won't make it 40 minutes to Denver. He needs help now." 7 minutes to Fairfield versus 40 to Denver. The math wasn't hard. Jake turned to his co-pilot. "Danny, I've been flying 23 years, never lost a passenger, not starting today." "Jake, if you land without clearance, your career's gone." Jake didn't blink. "Better my career than his life." With that, he declared, "Denver Control, Flight 447, diverting to Fairfield, lives over license." The Boeing 737 banked toward restricted military airspace. Fighter jets scrambled. Inside the cabin, Karen pulled out a card the passenger had handed her earlier. On it, a number. "Call if anything happens," she dialed. "This is Agent Collins. This is Karen Walsh, Flight 447. Passenger, Robert Wilson. He's in cardiac arrest. We're landing at Fairfield." The pause was brief, deadly serious. "Copy. We'll be waiting. Don't use this line again." Jake landed flawlessly at Fairfield AFB. Military medics and black SUVs swarmed the runway. The unconscious man was rushed to a hospital. Agents questioned passengers before letting them off. Minutes later, Jake was summoned by the base commander. "Captain, you're in serious trouble. What happened here today is classified at the highest level. The man you saved, his real identity is Admiral Robert Wilson, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. You just saved one of the most powerful men in America." Jake sat stunned. He had thrown away his career for a stranger, who wasn't a stranger at all. Within hours, the FAA suspended his license. Mesa Airlines fired him. The media tore him apart. His family's future collapsed in a single decision. News pundits called him reckless. Others called him a hero. Jake could only tell his children, sometimes doing the right thing costs everything. But 2 days later, black SUVs pulled up to his house. Secret Service agents escorted him away. When they reached his small regional airport, Jake froze. Air Force One sat waiting on the tarmac. Inside, the president himself extended his hand. "Captain Morrison, you saved Admiral Wilson's life. Your courage prevented not just a tragedy, but a potential international crisis. You didn't just save a man, you saved peace." The FAA administrator reinstated Jake's license on the spot. Admiral Wilson, now recovering, clasped his hand firmly. "You didn't just save me, you saved the mission I was carrying, the intelligence that stopped a war. I owe you everything." But that wasn't all. The president had one more request. "We want you flying for us. The Air Force needs pilots with judgment like yours." Months later, Jake stood on the White House lawn as the president placed the Medal of Freedom around his neck. The man who had been branded reckless for defying orders was now honored as a hero whose single choice had changed the course of history. Jake Morrison had learned one truth. Sometimes the cost of doing what's right is everything you thought mattered, but sometimes it gives you everything you never dreamed possible.